The first Shogun's general, Omake, won the delivery. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you all for listening to this. Enjoy the story. POV. Tanjiro, 2 weeks have already passed, which means my Nichiren blade will be arriving today. I thought in excitement as I wait outside Urokodaki-san's house. I've been waiting for a while, so when I finally saw another human being, I got excited, but I patiently waited until they addressed me. As soon as my hopeful swordsmith came towards me and said, "I'm Haganezuka Hotaru. I'm here to deliver Kamado Tanjiro's Nichiren blade," I beamed at them. "I'm Kamado Tanjiro." "It's a pleasure to meet you, Haganezuka-san." Saying this, I got an unexpected reply. This blade was forged with only the highest quality of Nichiren ore, which is also called sun steel, which is found on Mount Yoko, which is bathed in sunlight all year long. Nichiren ore is composed of 2 different materials, the first being scarlet crimson iron sand, and the second being scarlet crimson ore. These materials absorb the energy of the sun, which makes these ores, when forged into a Nichiren blade, be able to kill demons. Haganezuka-san finished the long explanation as I nodded fascinated. "I see so, Haganezuka-san. How come the forging process for Nichiren blades is so fast? For such high quality while being forged, how do you not sacrifice that in favor of speed?" I ask, as Haganezuka-san looks at me directly, and his scent shows he is surprised by my question. Interesting. No one has ever asked me that sort of question before, though now that I look at you, it makes sense. "You are a child of brightness, aren't you?" Haganezuka-san said as I nodded. "Yeah, I am, though I never would have known if not for my senseis telling me about it," I said as I sheepishly rubbed my head. Haganezuka-san chuckles. "Oh, I see. Well, then, since you are a child of brightness, then there's a good chance that this sword will turn red, right, Urokodaki?" Haganezuka-san exclaims. "Yes," was all I heard from Urokodaki-san as I let Haganezuka-san inside, as he looked at Yoshitsune and Michikatsu-sensei first, like he was studying them. How unusual. Didn't think a demon slayer would ever be trained by demons. Oh well, no matter. As soon as Haganezuka-san said this, I was shocked. He knows and isn't bothered, I thought confusedly, as Haganezuka-san must have seen my confusion because he chuckled. "Oh, don't be so surprised. While they're demons, they haven't harmed me, and Urokodaki is relaxed in their presence. Besides the white-haired one, you must be Yoshitsune, right?" Haganezuka-san asked as Yoshitsune-sensei chuckled. "You would be right. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Haganezuka Hotaru." Yoshitsune-sensei spoke as Michikatsu-sensei perked up. "Haganezuka, you wouldn't happen to be a part of the Haganezuka clan of swordsmiths with their unique sharpening skill that if learned there is a possibility to die from using it, are you?" Michikatsu-sensei asked as I blinked. "Death? From swordsmithing? By sharpening?" I thought in morbid fascination. Haganezuka-san seemed even more surprised than I was. "Oh? Not many know about that skill. The only ones who ever did were all clients from my family or swordsmiths themselves. You must not only be a very old demon, but a former demon slayer, whose sword was made by my ancestors, am I correct?" Haganezuka-san guessed, as Michikatsu-sensei nodded with a smile. "Yes, you are correct. Kyokoku Kamusari has never betrayed. Even when I became a demon, they still stood by my side in battle," Michikatsu-sensei expressed as Haganezuka-san stilled. "Kyokoku Kamusari? Are you referring to my family's greatest ever masterpiece? That's greatness could never be replicated, not even once? Only ever recapturing not even a fragment of its greatness?" Haganezuka-san asked in disbelief and hope. Michikatsu-sensei nodded with a small smile. "That's right. Though I'm not surprised that your family could never recapture the greatness of Kyokoku Kamusari. After all, even their own forger said it himself, that it was as if he had the help of the divine in making them," Michikatsu-sensei said, as I looked at his sword in awe. Haganezuka-san took a deep breath in. So it really is true. My ancestor had divine help. That explains why no one could ever recapture Kyokoku Kamusari's greatness. Because no mortal can perform smithing on the divine level without either extreme talent or extreme hard work. Haganazuka-san muttered out as Michikatsu-sensei chuckled. Would you like to take a look at them? Perhaps you will be inspired by having a glance at them. Michikatsu-sensei asked Haganazuka-san. Haganazuka-san immediately bowed in Dogeza. It would be my greatest honor to take a look at one of the two divine forged blades, Haganazuka-san said as I caught something odd in his statement. Two divine forged blades? There's a second one, I thought in confusion before my attention was pulled away from my thoughts as I looked on at what was happening. Michikatsu-sensei was gently unsheathing Kyokoku Kamusari as Haganazuka-san watched with a great deal of excitement from what I could smell of him. Once Kyokoku Kamusari was fully unsheathed and all could look at them, Haganazuka-san seemed to light up in wonder. Incredible. The hamon of the blade is perfect. The color is that of the moon. Incredible. Haganazuka-san muttered in what appeared to be a daze, but his scent was anything but unfocused. It was incredibly sharply focused and active. Awe and reverence for Michikatsu-sensei's blade was flowing off him in waves upon waves. After a good few minutes of staring at Kyokoku Kamusari, Haganazuka-san speaks. With my current skills, I cannot make such a masterpiece. But I have no doubt that if I train enough, then I can not only recapture some of Kyokoku Kamusari's greatness, but even make the blade have its own greatness. Haganazuka-san finishes excitedly. Michikatsu-sensei smiles at Haganazuka-san. Glad to be of help for the great Haganazuka clan. Michikatsu-sensei says with a bow as Haganazuka-san rapidly shakes his head. No, it is I who should be thanking you, Tsugi-kuni-sama. To think that you became a demon, but fight against them. It is wonderful to know that Kyokoku Kamusari has not been lost or broken, but is still in top condition. Haganazuka-san says as Michikatsu-sensei chuckled. Yes, though I was lost for many centuries before I remembered who I truly was, and accepted that as who I truly am. I have Father and Fuji-chan to thank for that. Michikatsu-sensei says, while looking at Yoshitsune-sensei and Fuji-san, while smiling. I see, though, as much as I hate to postpone this conversation, Kamado-san must still receive his Nichiren blade. Haganazuka-san reminds everyone as they all nod in agreement. As I quickly find myself holding my Nichiren blade in sheath, I block out all noise as I slowly unsheath my Nichiren blade. After spending so much time with Yoshitsune and Michikatsu-sensei, I learned a lot about what it means to be a swordsman. Because of that, I can tell immediately this is not my true blade. While slightly disappointing, I will still use them and treat them with proper care. Once fully unsheathed, I raise them up. They slowly start to turn black until they have completed the transformation of color. While I distantly heard Haganazuka's disbelief, I focus on turning the blade red. It works as the blade becomes bright crimson red. I smile at the blade's look and look at the others. Urokodaki sits stoically, but I can smell happiness radiating from him. Fuji-san looks at me with a proud smile and thumbs up. Yoshitsune-sensei smiles at me, expression full of pride. Michikatsu-sensei, on the other hand, looks at me with a slightly teary-eyed smile as I hear him mutter out, Yorichi. Haganazuka-san, however, sits eerily still, but his emotions that I smell are confusion, happiness, and joy. Kamado-sama, Haganazuka-san says calmly, I do not know how you managed to change your black Nichiren blade to red, but could you please tell me how? Haganazuka-san asks as I smile. Well, I can turn it red because of my grip strength. If I have a high enough grip strength, then the blade heats up, and when steel heats up, it becomes... Before I could finish, Haganazuka-san interrupts me. Red, he says as it seems an epiphany has washed over him as he asks. How did you discover this? He asks as I smile and shake my head. I didn't. Michikatsu-sensei is the one who told me about it. I tell him as he looks at Michikatsu-sensei, who nods in confirmation. POV. Narrator. After this, Haganezuka asked Michikatsu all about the red blade and how one can achieve it. Then it devolved back into Kyokoku Kamu Sari, with Michikatsu showing Haganezuka what Kyokoku Kamu Sari was now capable of. Haganezuka was rightfully in awe of Kyokoku Kamu Sari and swore right then and there to one day forge a sword equal to, if not greater than, Kyokoku Kamu Sari. Tanjiro also had his question answered by Haganezuka. The way the swordsmith don't sacrifice any of the quality of the blades in favor of speed is because of pure skill. That was the great secret, pure skill. The end.